Hello, fellow drinkers at the Jolly Heretic, resident poet here, and a hello again to those of us joining from History Debunked. Now, hopefully some of you, or indeed all of you, caught Monday night's stream of the Jolly Heretic, where Ed educated us as to how healthy children are more likely to become conservative in adulthood, which I thought was very interesting. The lefties will want this kept quiet, but regarding a growing child's diet, with a good appetite, the child will lean right and be much less likely to riot. And rioting certainly something that we don't want. And then last night, there was a bonus stream on the Jolly Heretic, a bonus session down at the pub in the saloon bar due to one or two boomer tech issues that plagued proceedings on Monday night. Last night was a bit of a blunder. Tranquility was rent asunder. However, tonight it will be all right, an evening of knowledge and wonder. Now, as I'm sure you're probably used to by now, I must continue to make one or two dents in my poetic backlog. And one person I've been neglecting is dear old Simon Webb. So turning now to History Debunked. And one of the videos that Simon came up with was on the story in the UK media about RAF bases, which are now being populated with so-called asylum seekers. Our venerable RAF bases, which launch many brave flying aces, are now occupied by those who have lied to access our green, pleasant spaces. So, terrible story there, brought to our attention by Simon. I hope he's well. Shortly after that, Ed released a video on how autistic females might be attracted to older men. Some spurgy females do smoulder at the thought of a man who is older. They crave stability and old-school civility. They give younger men the cold shoulder. So not great news there for younger men, but perhaps a glimmer of hope for us older types. Another video was on the subject of how certain people simply cannot think logically. It seems to be quite pathological that some folk are flatly illogical. Insufficiently supple to simply decouple, they're also oft ideological. And that's certainly true, and illogicality has been something of a bane in my life over the years. I don't know about you folks. Anyway, and then Ed decided to respond to current affairs in the UK at least by releasing a little video on the subject of Dominic Raab, the UK Justice Secretary, who had to resign due to bullying. I'm sure that Raab got his white papers, despite all those bullying capers. It's a natural thing, not meant to sting or give rise to fits of the vapours. So that was his video on the scourge of bullying. Another tweet that Ed made over the past few weeks was in relation to the failure of Elon Musk's latest space venture. So Elon's new rocket's aflame, but Ed was ahead of the game. His work inter alia predicted such failure. Declining IQ is to blame. So that was just a little reference to Ed's book At Our Wits' End, which was released about 5 years ago now. And if you haven't read it, I suggest you buy it. It's a fantastic read. So enough of the poetic backlog. And as per the description to this video, and indeed my communications on the community section of my YouTube channel, we now have, for your delectation, yet another special guest. That's right, folks. 2 in 1 week. I mean, you can't argue with that. But today's guest is another world-class entertainer from the decade known as the 1970s. Despite being born in Wales, he went right to the top of his profession with his highly idiosyncratic style, loved by millions throughout the world. Today, he will be providing for you a musical interlude. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome Mr. Tommy Cooper? Ladies and gentlemen, people express their feelings in different ways. Some people through song. Others, like our host, express them through poetry. But tonight, I'd like to express my feelings by speaking to you through my trumpet. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a slightly shorter musical interlude than I would have hoped, but I hope you found it entertaining nonetheless. And also, I hope you enjoyed all of my offerings today. If you did enjoy it, please do like and subscribe using the buttons below. And if you've got a few quid in your purse, please, and you're feeling that way inclined, please do not hesitate to buy my book on Amazon, the link for which is also in the description below. And it's only £6 or $7. Thank you once again very much for watching. And I'm sure we'll see each other very soon. Goodbye.